You do not need to wait for the new year to implement changes in your life, to make a difference in your life, or completely turn yourself around. You can start doing that today. As the year wraps up and I'm looking back, I've been doing a lot of fasting, a lot of praying, and really preparing for the new year and the things that I have planned. And it's exciting, but I feel like there are some things that I look back on and say, okay, this was definitely a lesson, or this was definitely a season of revelation, or these are pains that serve this purpose. And today, I want to talk to you about some lessons that I've learned this year that are not only preparing me for next year, but also preparing me to be a better person, a better writer, a better friend, a better Christian. So I want to start off by saying, number one, your mind is your ally or your aggressor. So in life, we're going to go through different seasons, and you will deal with fear. You will deal with anxiety, depression. You will also deal with joy and excitement and all these different things. But if your mind is not right, if your mind is not in order, if your mind is essentially sick, you can find yourself mishandling every single thing that you've worked for. You can find yourself looking at your blessings as burdens, or not having the discernment to handle people, yourself, or situations when they arise. So working on your mindset is critical, not only today, but in seasons to come. And understanding that it's okay to take time to work on your mind and your thinking. And look, I'm not even gonna say it's okay, it's encouraged. Search yourself, work on yourself. If you need therapy, do that. If you need to talk to a pastor, do that. But be honest with yourself and what you're feeling and what you're experiencing and what you're struggling with. Because once you do that, you can fix it. And you can be at peace, and you can, work and live accordingly. So know that your mind is either your ally or your aggressor. The second lesson that I have to share with you is that you cannot be a slave to two masters. And that's something that we learn very early on in our faith, is that you're either going to live for the world, in the world, and by the world, or you're going to live through the Spirit, with the Spirit, by the Spirit, and make decisions that align with that. And I feel like a disclaimer that should be stated, and I state it as often as I possibly can, is that when you live of the world, a lot of things are not going to bother you. Everyone's pretty much doing and saying and thinking and acting how they want. When you live by the Spirit and start seeing things through a spiritual mindset, through trying to act and react according to fruits of the Spirit, or trying to gain endurance, you will have a lot of tests. You'll have a lot of attacks. You will have a lot of pushback. And there will be times that you feel like you're almost an alien, because you're going to see things, and you're going to feel things, and you're going to notice things that other people don't. You're going to have more discernment, and you're also going to realize that those shifts that you're seeing or feeling, that's not in your head. That's confirmation, that's revelation. And how you handle it honestly shows how much of the Spirit that you're living by. You can't just go off anymore. You can't just clap back anymore. You can't just handle things in your own way. You have to deny yourself. You have to let that part of yourself die if you're going to live a spiritual life. And it's going to be difficult. And there are going to be people of the world that try to make you think that you're like them. Try to put you down to levels to make you feel that you're something or someone that they feel or think that you are, even if you're not. And you have to remain calm. And you have to have patience. It is not the easiest thing to live that life. But through all that self-control and through all that self-awareness and walking with God and trusting in Him, you'll see even the most painful things, the most rejection, the most disagreements, or just mishandlings. They all circle back and they work for you. Even when it's tempted to feel alienated or misunderstood, there is a way for you, and there are people that will be sent for you. So keep that in mind. The third lesson, which kind of piggybacks on that, is take revelation, remain calm, and know when and how to exit. Let me tell you, that one is, again, when living in the Spirit. You really don't know how much self-control you have until you are pushed to limits that you have to talk to yourself and say, okay, this is confirmation. This is revelation. This is what you pray for. This is the Spirit in some people. That's not them. That's how you know when you don't act on anger, but you can assess situations. When being calm is proven to be your superpower. That's how you know you've grown in a lot of areas, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Maturity. You have to know when to say nothing at all and just let life or people show their cards to you. You don't have to correct. I say this all the time. You don't have to correct people. You have to correct yourself. If someone says something or does something and you know that it's malicious intent, you know that it's for a reaction, you know that there is something ill behind their efforts, you don't have to correct those folks. You don't have to go off on them, because essentially that's what they want. You have to see them and acknowledge that that is them, and it's heartbreaking. But you have to pray for them. And sometimes you even have to give them the opportunity to come to you and say, listen, I'm sorry, or I was wrong for this. But I don't believe in telling people, oh, well, you hurt me or you didn't know. That's what you intended to do. Take revelation. And, I talked to one of my friends yesterday. He's a minister, and he was saying that when you are living a spiritual life and a purpose-driven life, the attacks are hard. But a lot of the test comes to see who's going to show up in those times of emotion or those times of anger. Who's going to show up? The Spirit or you? Are you going to show up and feel the need to go off or prove your point or do all these different things or just act out of character? Or is the Spirit going to show up and shut your mouth and open your eyes and let you know that this is the revelation you've been praying for? It is the most misunderstood, mishandled thing that you will do. I cannot tell you how many times in my life I've had people disrespect me in front of my face, disrespect me behind my back, and I don't say anything. And it's not because I don't know. It's not because I don't catch on, and it's extremely painful. But I don't say anything a lot of times because I realize I'm asking for this in a lot of ways, and it sounds crazy to people that don't get it. But I'm asking for people to be revealed to me. And when they're revealed to me, what is there for me to do? All I can do is say nothing, address you with love, pray for you, hopefully help you learn to pray for yourself and understand that's the Spirit in you. I love you, but that Spirit in you is just not clicking, and I can't be around it. That's right, you pray for those that persecute you. I used to hear that when I first got into my faith, and pray for those that persecute you, do kind things, bless your enemies, all that stuff. And in my mind, it was so hard because I'm like, I'm not blessing them people. I'm not praying for them people. You know what they said about me? You know what they're doing to me? Me. You hear that? That's flesh. But I can honestly say, it's those people that taught me the most. They made me grow up the most. They led me to mature the most. They built my faith in God the most because it caused me to pray more. They showed me that I don't need people to be successful or to be joyful or to have a place in this world. I don't need a group of people. I can stand on my own. They taught me that. So you're not my enemies. You're my teachers. You're my inspiration. You are the catalyst in a lot of ways in my life. I have nothing for you, but I have nothing against you. It's love. It's just love and distance. That's all I got. So keep that in mind. The fourth lesson is there are lessons and opportunities in crisis and in lies. And if you are a person that has gone through any type of crisis, a quarter life crisis, a midlife crisis, personal crisis, like just things, and I'm saying crisis, it doesn't have to be extreme. You could be going through something right now that is just, it is opening your eyes and your emotions to so much. And my friend yesterday was telling me that one of the most beautiful things about a crisis is that is where you mature. You mature in the midst of crisis because it shows you what life is. It shows you your limitations of control. It shows you things that you need to work on. It shows you your insecurities or your weaknesses as well as your strengths. It shows you who your people are and who your people are not. A crisis, as difficult as it may be, is a very profound and painful opportunity for you. You can focus on the pain and feel the pain, but what are you getting from that? You can have a crisis and it feels like all your family and friends are turning against you or lying on you or you can't trust them. Okay. You can look at it through the pain's lens and say, oh my God, I'm losing everyone. Or you can look at it from a place of maturity, a place of faith and a space of wisdom and say, okay, but now I know who my people are. Now I know how I can and can't act with some folks. Now I know who my wise counsel is. Now I know this is a true friend. This is a true family member. I can be vulnerable with them and they can help me. You have to have, I honestly believe, you honestly have to have some heartbreak in life. You have to make some mistakes in life. You have to have some trials in life, some dirt, some lies, some inconvenient truth for you to really wake up, for you to really see you for you, and for you to see people as they are. And in this lifestyle, in this purpose-driven lifestyle, when you start living in truth, when you start seeking truth, you will deal with so many lies. And it's not going to be the lies that get you. It's going to be the people that believe them, the people that spread them, the people that create them that will shock you. That's going to be the hurt. Because people that you don't know or you have no connection to, their impact is very small. But when it's people that you love, it's people that you protect, and then you realize you need to be protected from the people you protect, that's a whole nother animal. That's a whole nother pain. And if there's anything that I've learned is that I know my testimony. I know my life. I know every conversation I've had, every experience I've had. And I know to the extent of which I've had them. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in situations where I've said to myself, yeah, I said that, but I didn't say all that. Yeah, I did that, but I didn't do all that. And the world is so quick to just spread, believe, elaborate, fabricate things in people's lives that they don't see that they're destroying their own. And it's sad. But it's a lesson. It's a lesson in it. And I'm in a place in my life where I'm connected with a lot of people that share their testimonies. And I know that I'm 31. So I have different types of testimonies from different seasons of my life. I can give you a testimony about things that I went through in my childhood. I can give you a testimony about mental health. I can give you a testimony about being a daughter. I can give you a testimony about marriage. I can give you a testimony about business and struggles. But the thing about it is, you can't hurt me with my truth. Because I know my truth. I've lived my truth. I've learned from my truth. And if I'm being honest with myself, the things that have brought me the most agitation in this journey was lies. Because I don't correct lies. I don't elaborate on lies. I don't hear a lie and say, well, that's not factual. Or let me tell you this, or let me tell you, I don't do that. So 9 times out of 10, I'm still when it comes to lies. So people don't always know how to take that. And I had a conversation yesterday with someone I graduated with who I am so proud of, because I could see just how much he has faith and just growth in his life. And he was saying that you live a testimony, and you never know what people are saying or thinking. And it's just like, not to be ugly, but you look at folks like, what is wrong with you? How is it easier to create or believe something about someone instead of talking to them? Or not even that. What is it to you? If a person has God in their life and lessons that they've learned, why wouldn't you want to know their truth? So I am to this place in my life, and just piggybacking on this life lesson. If I'm being real with you, it's the lies in my life, the lies that have been said about me, the lies that I've never corrected that have blessed me the most. Imagine this, people. And a lot of you that reach out to me, you deal with that. Imagine if you let people keep their lies about you and you keep them too, but you use them differently. The return they're going to get and the return you're going to get is vastly different. So focus less on correcting other people. Correct yourself and use those things that were intended to destroy you. Who knows? That lie might inspire a beautiful art that, your next art piece. That might inspire your next song. It might inspire your next book. And then at that point, it won't matter if a couple people believe a lie about you in this season, or to the point that the pallbearers come get them. Because you will be blessed by that for the rest of your life. Look at the big picture. And know that when you walk in truth and you know your truth and you're doing the right thing, the right people will come around. The right people will see you. They will love you. They will appreciate you. And they will value your vulnerability. They will value your testimony and your truth. Keep those people around. Number 5. The biggest snakes are not found in the grass. They are found in your family and friend groups. Now hear me when I say this, because I'm going to say it slow and I'm going to say it intentionally. So many people fail, and I was that person for a very long time. Really think that the people that have hurt them or offended them at one point in their life, those are their enemies. Or people that just aren't nice to them, those are their enemies. Some of your biggest enemies are the people that you have in your circle that are not genuinely in your corner. They love you, or they love what they get from you. They love the impact that you have, but they lack the desire to truly reciprocate that. They lack the capability to truly appreciate and reciprocate that. And the problem is, when you don't know who the snakes are in your life, you're going to get bit in times where you're at your lowest and at your highest. When you're at your seats of suffering and when you're at your seats of success, they show themselves. And I think that calls for a pause in itself. Because you want to know who your real friends are? Go through something. Go through depression. Go through job loss, struggles with your children, struggles with your marriage, struggles with your finances. Have chaos in your life. Have confusion in your life. Have a breakdown. Have something that requires people to show up for you and see who does. And the people that show up, see why they show up. Are they showing up to support you? Are they showing up to encourage you, to remind you who and whose you are? Or are they showing up because they want scoop? Are they showing up because they want details? Are they showing up because finally they have a front row seat to your problems and your demise? And be real with yourself with what you see, because you're going to see a lot of what you don't want. And I saw a lot in my seasons of just hard times. Seasons where I was in therapy. Till this day, people have no idea why I just up and remove myself from them. Or they claim to not have any idea. But I think a lot of that stems from, I can see you and I don't have to acknowledge you. I can hear what you say. I can see what you do. I can know how you act. And I'm not going to correct you. I'm going to correct me. And in these seasons of your life, when you are most successful, when you are most fragile, that's when your people show themselves. They're going to show you if they are really your friends. They're going to show you if they are people that genuinely care about you, that want to protect you, that want to help you. And it will be a rude awakening for all of us. But it's the purpose in that. And you can still love them. I hope you do. But I hope you love yourself enough to know how to handle that. And if you don't know how to, seek wise counsel, pray about it. But do not sit on something that is really supposed to get your attention. Don't keep people close to you, close enough that they can bite you. Know how to handle yourself and handle others. And my next one that goes piggybacking again on this truth is that God makes ways and sends people. Know how to handle them. So yes, you will have snakes in the grass, but you will also have way makers. You will have peacemakers. You will have wise counsel. You will have encouragers. You have people that are aligned with who you are and where you're going. Recognize those people and give them more energy than the people that are hurting you. Because I did not do that well in the beginning. I was so fixated on pain or on revelation that I was almost blind to, but look who's here. Look who's here for you. Look who's loving you. Look who's caring for you. Look who's supporting you. Those people deserve your time, energy, and attention. Those people deserve to hear your suffering and success. Those people deserve to rise with you as you rise, not everybody else. I am so blessed to have the friends that I have. I can go on about them all day because I know that they're my people. I can tell them whatever is on my heart, whatever is on my mind, and I know it's safe. I know it's not judged. I know it's met with love and empathy and a true desire to help me or hear me or support me. I know who my people are because I also know who my people are not. And there's a blessing in that. There's a strength in that. My friends, my family, and when I have a huge family, but the family members that I can honestly say that I'm close to, I can talk to, I can fellowship with, they know how much they mean to me because I tell them, I show them, and I pour back into them. Same for my church family. I'm closer to my church family than people that share a bloodline and a last name because they are my family too. They're my family by bond. They're my family by love. And seeing those people and knowing who those people are and appreciating those people is a life changer. So know how to handle that. And then the last lesson I have is know who you are and find peace in whose you are. That is a lesson that will put everything else into motion. And that is a lesson that God had to really, really instill, that he still has to remind me of. The world will try to define you, will try to limit you, will try to mold you, confuse you, But when you know who you are and whose you are, you'll still be unstoppable. No matter what happens, no matter what is said, no matter what you're thinking and feeling, even if you're in a spot in your life and you're struggling mentally or spiritually or emotionally, you still know, I'm not in this by myself. I know what God says about this, and I know what he says about fear. I know what he says about persecution. I know what he says about endurance. I know what he says about my purpose. I know what he promised to me. Stand on that. If you know who you are, if you know your heart, if you know that in your heart you mean well for people, you genuinely love people, you care for people, you pray for people, you want to see them succeed and happy and joyful. Don't let people that lack joy and love for themselves steal that from you. I did that, and I still have to stop myself from doing that. You are a force. You are a force. You are powerful. You are loved. You are talented. You are equipped. You are worthy. You will be successful. You will be triumphant. You will be at that place that you've seen in your dreams and in your hopes and in your you will get there. Encourage yourself as much as you encourage other people. Forgive yourself as much as you forgive other people. Love yourself as much as you show love to other people. Because if you can love and empathize and encourage people that may not even deserve it, why can't you do that for you? Why can't you show grace and mercy to you? Why can't you show forgiveness to you? Why can't you show unconditional love, compassion, and care to you? You deserve it. You're worthy of it. You're a good person. Know that, and that is your strength. You are not defined by what you look like, how much money you have, where you work, your material items, nothing. The world, for some odd reason, puts so much emphasis on those things, but they mean nothing. You can have the most beautiful face and the perfect body and have no peace, no order in your life. What good is that? You can have all the money in the world, and people can literally just eat up everything that you say, but you can't rest at night. You can't rest at night because you know how you've treated other people. What good is that? What good is that? So know who you are and whose you are. Embrace that. Protect that. Protect that at all costs. And move forward in that. So I hope those lessons really speak to you today. And that you know that you don't have to wait till the first of the year, the first of the month to make any change in your life. I know I'm about to make some. I was on the phone with my pastor till like 12:15 last night. You know, I did a fast, and so much revelation has come to me within these past few days that showed me, like, listen, you've learned these lessons, and there may have been spiritual instruction for you for a long time to handle things in this way. But in this new season, you can't. In this new season, the lessons that you learn from being still, you have to use them to be bold. Those lies that you tell yourself, the lies that the world tries to tell or sell to you, you have to be bold. You got to walk in truth and not be scared of what other people are going to say, what other people are going to think. And know the difference between having silence that comes from wisdom, but also knowing that sometimes if your silence is not used correctly, you're helping people to hurt people. You're helping people to hurt you. You're protecting people that other people should be protected from. You've learned these lessons, you have discernment, and you have to execute them. So all the lessons you've learned, all the steps and strides you've made, they've led you to this point for a reason. Use them. There's so much waiting for you in 2023. It will blow your mind. If you are dealing with a lot of breakdowns right now, trust and believe it's because 2023 has a lot of breakthroughs in store for you, a lot of elevation. This is your testimony season. This is your season for endurance. This is your season for learning. Don't you dare waste a minute of that. You walk in what you are here to walk in. You encourage people. You love people. Respect yourself. Encourage yourself. Empower yourself. But know that you're not on this earth just for yourself. So, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. And if I don't get on tomorrow or this weekend, I hope you have a blessed and safe new year. I love you and enjoy the rest of your day.